To everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene on. Oh, yeah, I forgot to turn something on, which would make my life a little bit easier, but we'll take care of that right now. What? Oh, the cat's here. No, let me move this snack out of the way here so it doesn't step on it. That's gonna help me any. Okay, so we have the elections results are starting to come in, and already I can see Mr. Kitty Cat is in the process of pressing buttons. Christy, will you do me a favor and not step on any buttons right now? Okay, I'm trying to get everything ready. Okay, just give me a second here. I'm trying to get everything ready to go, and of course, the cat is doing his thing, guaranteed to make my life complicated as we are getting ready for the election results. Oh no, it is coming. It is the election. Election times. The results are starting to come in now. So, I want to show you the screen. So, unfortunately, I forgot to turn the closed captions on. So, yeah, you guys are going to have to bear with me, okay? So I'm going to save. Okay? So let me pop out the side chat here so I can get you the screen and talk about what we're seeing. And I'm just gonna get a little snack here. I do have some cheese and crackers here on the side, but I didn't get a chance to eat anything yet because the stuff just came up really quickly on the election results. And so I'm gonna get I know people don't want the panel open, so I'm gonna let me do a private panel. Let me get a private panel going for the mods. I don't know where that is. Alright, so first of all, let's get to the panel here. Discord, go. I'm gonna pop out another window. The window. My mods have the link. We're not gonna use the public panel because I got a feeling tonight is gonna be kind of crazy enough, and I don't need to get overall stressed over this because this is already gonna be rough. As there is questions about Google Meets. Where is it? Google Meets. Okay, how minute. YouTube research. Yeah, I'm trying to get this thing right here on Google Meets. Page not found. I had a lot of trouble finding all these results, and so let me go back to my Discord link to my mods and get the people on screen. The NSQ support team. So I'm gonna get some of these mods on the screen. Donate to Ed. So. Because I just started seeing some of the numbers coming in already, and I wanted to try to cover it. Like everybody asked me, can you cover it in real time? And the answer is yes, we're going to try to cover it in real time. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we're going to, let me get this thing on the screen here. And let's paste this thing and go. Okay. Hit panel. Okay, we know that works. So we're going to shrink the screen down a lot. Slide it over to where we normally slide the chats, Google Meets panels. And we're going to take a look at the statistics as they are right now. I have two different screens with two different sets of numbers. I had plans to also get some feed from InfoWars. However, we all know that InfoWars is not very well liked around here. So here's what we're going to talk about the political page first. While I slice some cheese and crackers at the same time. Okay, here we go. Right now, I'm going to get to that panel on my screen so I can look at the scroll of the screen so you can see this. The first thing you'll notice in the top of the screen is that we are playing the political results. So let me click on that window. And so, okay, so this is the political result right now as it stands. House GOP races currently is 48 to 24. You need 218 seats. However, the GOP currently leads or likely regarded favored to regain the House. The Senate, however, up here says it looks. Oh, come on, stop doing that. It says here is the second big wave of states. Okay, that's different one here. States are wrapping it up by time zones. I hate when they do that. All right. So right now the Democrats lead in the Senate, but it may change. It may because already we see the Republicans are leading in the House, and so we'll just have to see how it goes from here. But it looks to me that it looks interesting. Now let's pull up the information on the Connecticut races because that's where I live, and people kind of want to know where does Connecticut fall in this craziness. Well, as I'm going to pull up the Connecticut numbers right now, that's on the other scene right here. I always get confused. Okay, here we go. So here we go with the Connecticut races now. That's the other panel. I'm going to go to managing multiple screens like this is a colossal nightmare. Okay, oh, it was just Politico. Okay, it was just on Politico. Alright, I'm at. Yes. I got the wrong one again. They're not used to doing things this fast. Alright, Connecticut election results. Okay, so right now, Governor Ned Lamont is in the lead at 54.2% versus Stefanowski, which is 43.9. With only 10% of the precincts reporting so far. So I think you're going to see you gotta join on the link that's in the let's see. I didn't even hear you chime me, Skynet. You gotta join in on the link there. The one I just posted in the NASQ support group. Because right now I got enough to worry about. Just trying to keep track of everybody. Yes, stupid crackers. Oh, now by the way, there was some issues in some states, in Illinois with voting systems. That one of the commissioner's offices was having a problem with a distributed denial of service attack. Boy, don't we have experience with those? Yep, we sure do. Okay, so that's pretty much where it is right now. Let's go back to me on the screen so you can see me. And all right. It's Dan Callahan from yesterday. All right, I can get you on. So let me change to a public panel now. Okay. All right, please. This is irritatingly confusing. UTC, UJT, here it is. Okay, go live with that one. Join now. Okay, so let some people on. Okay, admit. Admit. Yeah, guys, what are you up to?
Hi.
Well, today we're going to try to keep up with the election results from the different sources. I was going to originally feed in the feed from InfoWars. However, the problem with InfoWars is, well, not everybody likes them. So first thing I'm going to do is let me get the donate link up. DONATE. Donate. Get that link up. Duh. Just. There we go. Do you know what? Donate link is up. Come on. Thank you. Copy that. Paste it. Hit enter. Boom. Pin it.
Hey, Michelle.
What?
You better yell at Ed and tell him to turn that music down. I can hear music, Michelle. You better yell at him and tell him to turn that music down. You're doing a show.
I don't have to yell at him. I'll just adjust the microphone and turn it down.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Okay, now.
I still hear it.
All right, give me a minute.
I can still hear the music, Michelle. It's country music.
Yeah.
Sounds like Johnny Cash or Hank Williams.
Copy. Paste. Okay, so as I said, I have some of the race information coming in right now. With InfoWars covered some of this as well. I didn't get a chance to get all the InfoWars data. It looks to me like on the Connecticut resident side, 10% vote coming in. It looks like Ned Lamont is in the lead. Now, it's only 10% of the vote has been counted. So, I think you're going to probably see a lot of people looking forward to seeing Ned Lamont see the door. And I think that makes a lot of sense. Man, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're going to see a lot of people are going to be wanting to see Ned Lamont leave the state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
But I think it's likely he's going to keep his seat right now. So, however, in the other states of the United States, let me switch over to the screen here. There are several states that have gone red. So let's go to scene 3 here. And this one here, let's switch over to this screen now. Because I gotta watch multiple screens. This takes a lot of work to do. Okay. So this is also Politico. Okay. The House right now, GOP leads. The following states have gone red. Total population of 57.47 million people will be led by Republican governors. They include the states of Florida, South Carolina, Alabama, Arkansas, Iowa, and Tennessee. So that's a cool fact. Is that the GOP continues to remain in several gubernatorial races. I'm watching these elections closely because we have seen several times where there has been questions about elections getting screwed up by the Democrats.
Less so, but higher than we expected, at least according to the exit polls. Crime much less so, but the Republicans have just been hammering Joe Biden on the
Texas.
Democrats are being punished for it.
Well, Hallie,
good old Texas is now leading red.
For the charges on the economy or on crime.
Georgia is leading red.
Which has tightened up races in these last
Kemp
few
is
weeks.
in the lead. Abrams is still with 54% of the vote in.
It's feeling like Democrats were really.
So there's like a 3% lead for Kemp over Abrams in Georgia.
Look at Wisconsin, where that's been another key issue too. So,
in Texas, they're currently Abbott is in the lead over O'Rourke by a factor of 6%. Holy crap. So that's pretty cool. Connecticut. Looks like it's going to go blue, but the Ned Lamont is ahead by 10%.
Really?
I slam my Jimmy through your mouth, Rube. Now get your big ass in the public.
The races for the Senate right now is pretty much neck and neck, or 40 Republicans, 41 Democrats.
Energize the hip hop community. Damn, leaders, all right.
And the GOP leads in the House with 65 to 28. So, yeah, I'm eating snacks.
Cheating there, Michelle.
What's that?
What you eating? What are you
Cheese
snacking
and crackers
at?
right now.
Eating crackers.
Yeah.
Good.
That's good.
So. Well, let's see what happens here. So, the point is that it looks like that the situation is going to be that the state of Connecticut, unless something changes really quick, Ned Lamont is going to end up being governor again. That's a fact. Richard Blumenthal is likely to remain a senator, but what the fuck am I listening to?
When I say vote, you say why. Vote.
Yeah, I'm eating snacks.
Eating snacks.
The point is that it looks like it's a pretty good chance that
What's such a good
that
song?
the House is going to become more Republican. However, the Senate may remain Democrat.
I've got some good music going tonight, Michelle.
Oh, right now the score is 40 to 41 on the Senate. Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And as we go through and look at the facts. So.
Keep going. I got it all. Keep going.
Well, earlier, the Democrats are saying that they thought they were going to win.
It's so gross.
Dude.
Pierre herself said it could take weeks. This is what she said. It could take weeks to count all the ballots.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Michelle.
But all the modern technology should not take no freaking weeks to count them out.
Really gross.
Who are you talking about, dude?
If that takes weeks, then your system is broken.
What's your problem? What's that? What'd you say?
I said, if it takes weeks to count a ballot, then you got a problem. It's the 21st century. A lot of the new technology theoretically means that we can have votes counted like in one night. So why would it take weeks to count ballots? Unless you're doing something nasty to those ballots, right?
I love turkey coffee.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go out to Connecticut school.
You got to stop talking with your mouth full, Michelle. Just eat your food and then talk. You're talking with your mouth open. It's really grossing me out. Please stop.
Thank you.
Eat your food, Michelle. Swallow it and then talk. Like
the ballot measures to allow early voting in Connecticut. And 5% of the vote in is 58.2%. To 41.8% says do not allow. Richard Blumenthal is still in the lead right now. Then Lamont is also in the lead by both with 14% of the vote in. There's 5 House seats up. I'm talking about in the state legislature. Right now, those votes haven't been tallied up yet. So, I believe we're in the 5th district.
Oh no!
Which puts us the herring. Which puts us right in the area of let's see.
Oh, I feel a bit shit today because the herring.
Okay, yes, we are in the 5th district, which is right here, which is not Hayes versus Logan, but not the Laurel versus Daenerys, but Larson versus Lazor. Lazor is, well, he's pretty far back. He's not doing it, unfortunately. Lazor is not getting the kind of support he needs. It's just not getting it. So, the more and more I look at this on the state level, it looks like, as I said, there's only 13% of the vote in that Ned Lamont is 10 points in the lead. So I got a feeling he's going to take this. I just got a feeling he's going to take this. Because Stefanowski, for some reason, just doesn't seem to have what it's going to take. However, the GOP is leading in the House, and the count for the Senate hasn't changed yet. It's still 41 to 40. Democrats are ahead by 1 vote.
Michelle, what do you think? What do you think the best race is, Michelle?
What do I think the best race is?
Yeah.
No, I think people have been talking a lot about Dr. Oz in Philadelphia, which is a great question because I don't have information on Dr. Oz. So let's see if I can find out how he stands for Philadelphia, because people do seem to like Pennsylvania. So let's take a look at the election results. Senate, Dr. Oz is only at 34.0%. Fetterman is at 63.4%. The governor, Shapiro, wow, this is really, really a wide margin. With only 15% of the vote in, and Shapiro for governor is at 67.9 versus Mastriano at 30.5.
Wow, it's critical numbers.
That's a pretty wide difference between the two. Let's see if they have any California numbers in yet.
Nothing like a hot cup of piss on
because I am kind of curious where we stand. And right now, I don't see any of the ballot entries that are in yet for the state of California. New York State.
Pistastic.
Is governor is Hochul is in the lead at 70.7. And Zeldin is only at 29.1. For the Senate, Schumer is in the lead at 74.0.
Okay.
And Pinion is obviously trailing at 25.6 with 10% of the votes counted.
Where are we at in Michigan, Michelle? We went red. Michigan went red. Where are we at?
All right, so let's pull up the Michigan numbers.
Whitmore is in the lead, probably.
Let's get
Or is
Michigan.
that goddamn Tudor Dixon?
Yeah, Michigan right here.
Fucking Tudor Dixon.
Michigan election results right now. Governor Whitmer is still in the lead at 52.5%. Dixon is at 46.0. It's kind of like Stefanowski versus No, it's like a 10% difference between.
That's a close one. It's a close race.
I love piss.
Well, remember, you only get 9% of the vote in, though. So I would say you guys don't
I
have
love
any
piss,
senators
too.
running.
I love drinking piss.
District 1, District 11 has gone blue.
Oh.
You got 12 districts left for the state house.
I gotta go get more piss. I'll be back.
All right, and so you have a few districts that can still go red, but at this point, it's too early to say.
Really?
Yeah, really. All right, so now let's go back to. Is Maine running? Maine is not. Yes, it is. Oh, okay. So let's see. Nobody asked about Maine or Rhode Island. Let's pull up Maine. Maine, right now, for governor, right now, it's Mills is in the lead at 58.7 versus LePage, which is only in 39.6.
New Jersey.
New Jersey, I'll get to right now. That's right, right? Let's grab the other new state, right? Yeah, why don't we check New Hampshire? Well, let's get to New Jersey first. New Jersey, at this point, is, let's see, it's just for the Senate, unfortunately, and for the House. Right now, the precincts that are in is one is Democrat, one is Republican. It doesn't have any information on any kind of state legislatures. So we're in the state house. So unfortunately, I can't give you that detail. I have to go back and look at another map for that.
Thank you.
Hey, Michelle.
What's that?
Michelle, I'm sorry. What was the first election you voted in, Michelle? Who was the first person you voted for?
When was the first election?
Yeah, when was the first election that you voted in,
Bill
participated
Clinton.
in? Bill Clinton?
Back in the. No, wait, it was before, yeah. No, it was before Bill Clinton, I think it was.
Ronald Reagan or George Bush?
It was 1988. I think it was 1988.
Who was president in 88, Michelle? I was only 4 years old. I don't remember.
Bush Senior.
Who?
It was Bush Senior.
Oh, Bush Senior.
Yeah, Bush Senior.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Okay.
It just gets more and more interesting as we go. However,
Everybody here.
in the case of back to Connecticut now here, because this is the one I live in, I'm really interested in Connecticut. Because Connecticut it's a small state, but it's kind of important. Ned Lamont is like a 10% lead.
I have molested children.
I still personally think, and this is my opinion,
All right.
that the Democrats are going to try something nasty and screw up the elections. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's true. I hope not, but
You know, they have these people over here, Michelle. They're like these people, they're federal agents. They monitor the election, like the ballot counting.
yeah,
They did it for 24 states, and one of them was over here.
65 districts.
Yep. Make sure there's no shenanigans. No
Or so
foul
they
play.
say.
Exactly.
Aren't these same assholes who invaded Mar-a-Lago?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. Be very interesting to see what happens. I don't trust these elections after the last one, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta tighten them up here. It's all this technology and. What'd you have for dinner tonight, Michelle? Do you guys have dinner yet? Pizza?
I had leftover pizza pieces. I was laying in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I had 2 pieces of pizza. All right, so now
Okay.
let's pull up the big map again, and then
Get it up there. Get it up. Get it.
Come on.
Get it up there. Michelle, I think I'm drinking piss from a Coke addict tonight because it's just, whoop! It's getting me fired up tonight. Got me fired up.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, Michelle. Let's pull the map up. Let's see what we got.
All right, so let's go back to the national map. That's Connecticut. I know it's Connecticut. Oh, wait. Right. So I went back. Let's go back to history.
Take this call, Michelle.
All right, let's see if I can get the information. Political elections right now. The score is still 41-40 with the Democrats leading for the Senate. For the House, the GOP leads 74-42.
Michelle, I got a question for you.
What?
Who knows, Michelle? I don't know what are they saying? Tomorrow they're going to have the final results. They're saying a couple weeks now, or what?
I know they were saying there was some election anomalies already.
Oh my goodness!
I'm wondering what's going on because I think
It's the heroin.
It could be the heroin.
I think they're up to something. I don't trust those Democrats. I really don't.
Yeah, I think they knew that people were going to be turning to Republican.
Yes, the governors in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. Texas is going red. And Abbott is in the lead.
Nick Abbott is?
Currently the score is 52.8 versus O'Rourke at 46.2.
Michelle, didn't Nick Abbott used to call into your show?
I would never call myself.
Someone who was running for candidacy used to call your show.
Governor in Abbott. Oklahoma, Governor Stitt, Stitt, is in the lead with 56.9% versus Holmeister, which is 40.3. Bruno, the Libertarian Party, is only at 1.4%. Georgia, Kemp is in the lead over Abrams at 51.9%. Abrams is at 47.5%. So there is a narrow lead between those two. Okay, now, so you understand that for Georgia, only 59% of the vote is in. Okay, so things can change quickly. New York will continue to remain, more than likely, will remain Democrat, with Hochul in the lead at 69.2, and Zeldin is in the far distance at 30.8. Now, California hasn't called any election yet, or any information in. Kansas is going to be in Democrat right now. It looks like it's 60.9%. For Kelly, and Schmidt is at 37.0% for Kansas. Connecticut, we've already said what it is. Yeah, Connecticut is definitely, looks like Lamont's going to take it. Nevada, looks like they may go, it doesn't really say anything yet. Let's see what else we have here. Minnesota, there's nothing been called yet, or even any data given. So, it looks to me like we're coming down to the wire. It'll be interesting to see how this works. Fetterman is in the lead over Dr. Oz by 59.3 versus Dr. Oz at 38.4.
Dr. Oz.
Taylor Greene won. Do you like her? She's in Georgia. Yeah, she's cool. I like Taylor Greene.
No, I think there's a football player running for candidacy in Georgia.
Who is Taylor Greene running against? Let's go take a look at Georgia right now.
That's the football player.
All right. Okay, so let's pull up Taylor Greene's numbers real fast here.
We need Jesse Ventura back.
Georgia, because that's where she's from. Marjorie Taylor
Green.
Greene.
More wrestlers in office.
Good old George right over here. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene was okay. So Senate. Okay, in the state of Georgia, Kemp is in the lead, as I said, by 57.2, with 59% of the votes in. The Senate, I think there's more than one Senate, but yeah, there is. There's 2 senators. Yeah, but it only shows me one here. Wait, there's more detail in that page here.
Jenny Camp.
Okay, so right now, there's a senator leading, and for Raphael Warnock is leading for the race to Georgia Senate. That's right, Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's right. She's the House of Representatives. Okay, so I gotta make sure I get my data right. Right, so let's see if we can get some quick. So yeah, I see that we have 4 Democrats, 5 GOP, and there's still 5 areas open.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 ballot measures on the ballot in Georgia. And 0 of the 4 have been mentioned so far. So, point is it looks like, let's go back to the Senate, because that race is the one that's, ooh.
What we got?
Okay, the score is still the same, 41-40. But, however, here's the cool thing. I mean, I can see this. The House is 77-45. 212 seats are remaining.
I can't understand you.
Yeah, there is a referendum for legalization of marijuana in states of Arizona, Arkansas, Missouri, North and South Dakota.
What about Connecticut?
Connecticut already legalized it.
What did they have abortion on the ballot this morning, Michelle?
No.
For Connecticut, no?
The question was about early voting.
No, I was asking about the ballot this morning when you voted. Was abortion on the ballot?
No.
For Connecticut? No? Is it legal there, or is it?
It was
illegal?
about early voting.
Okay. Did you vote for early?
They recommended changing of the state constitution to allow early voting.
You voted against that, didn't you?
I'm personally against it, but that's not the way the vote went in the end.
Really?
Yeah, really. All right, so let's take a look at the states that do have referendums on the ballots as well. Okay, so I mentioned Arkansas.
A couple people really quick, Michelle, wanted to know if Ed got out and voted today. Did Ed get his vote?
Let's see.
Did
No,
Ed get his
he didn't get a chance to get out and vote.
Imagine it. Too bad.
No, he lost out.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. He didn't. All right, so here we go. Arkansas election results. Governor is going to be Huckabee Sanders. Yeah. 58.9%. Jones, the Democratic contender, is only at 36.6%. Got 26% of the vote in for the Senate. It's going to be Boozman, which is a Republican at 56.0%, versus James at 35.2%. Ballot measures, there's 4 of them. 0 have been decided so far. So,
Food stamps, living it up.
Unfortunately, I can't give you anything about that. Let's see if Missouri is any better.
Food stamps, living it up.
Missouri is the Senate. Bush Valentine is in the lead by 49.8%. Over Schmidt which is the Republican contender, at 48.3.
Schmidt.
There is ballot measures. Unfortunately, not one of them have been decided so far. Okay? Now, let's go to South Dakota, and then we'll go to North Dakota. Well, actually, since North Dakota is before South Dakota, I'll put North Dakota first. North Dakota is Attorney General. It's going to be Wrigley in the lead with 74.1 versus Lamb, the Democrat, at 25.9. The Senate is going to be Sullivan, the Republican, at 58.3 versus Christensen at 22 even, with 13% of the vote in. Ballot measures 0 of 2 have been decided so far. Okay, so obviously we're still early in that state. So it's going to take a while to get all these scores in. But it looks like there's a start, though. You know, you're starting to see some of the numbers come in now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if I can see anything from the general maps they have. These little maps here.
Geddy Lee. Who is Geddy Lee? I don't know who Geddy Lee is.
10 states have a total population of 58.4 have decided what they're going to be going for governorships. We have South Carolina, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Ohio, Florida.
The Viet Cong.
I'm not surprised Illinois is going to be remaining. The last polls in the lower 48 states, with the West Coast calling it a night, Republicans are looking to make inroads. Whether or no elected Republicans serving statewide on the country's contiguous western seaboard. Oh, wow. Good luck, boys. I wish you luck. 10 p.m., the polls are going to close in New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada. I don't know. Iowa, and of course, a few other states. There's going to be some. So we're going to be watching to see what happens here. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens if the Senate. I want to see the Senate scoring. If we can take the Senate away from the Democrats, we could shut every single one of their bills down that they've been trying to pass that totally destabilize the country. Okay? That's a fact. And that's what they want to do. They want to destabilize the country. So, if we shut them down, if we shut them out,
asshole, you shithead.
if we shut them up, and I think we can do that. I think we can shut them down. Can they read there's a score right there? Yep. It looks like it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's still early in the night. California has 2 senators. Actually, all the states have 2 senators. But California has the most number of representatives. So it'll be interesting to see how the question about the marijuana initiative in the states of Missouri, Arkansas, North, and South Dakota go.
Mm-hmm.
If they vote for that, it's going to be a major inroad for the middle of the country. So, let me vote? I can't vote. Well, you need to. Yes, you need to block everything. What do you mean by block? Oh, you mean initiatives? Well, yeah, I'm sure that's. That I would like to see the Republicans not just go ahead and use reconciliation bill, which the Democrats did. I don't want to see that. I would like to see them come up with bipartisan legislation that works for everybody. But the truth is that The Democrats didn't play fair. So some of the Republicans might say, "Well, we don't have to play fair either." I don't really know about you, but I think that's kind of
stories.
Crappy. I think it's crappy. I really do. I think it's.
All dressed up. Person is all dressed up like this giant freak show.
Okay, so now mention that it did not make it though. But is everything the Democrats came up with necessarily bad? Remember, I'm a moderate Republican. And just like we have moderate Democrats, we can kind of work with each other. We can kind of talk to each other. Are all Democratic policies necessarily bad? Or just some of them? Could we work across the aisle to get some things passed that benefits the American people? That's the question. For example, the idea of all electric transportation systems. The Republicans will tell you straight out, no electricity, no electric cars. So, what about we got to build more power plants? Is that necessarily wrong? No. And just walked into the kitchen. All right.
Just confirm that.
Yeah, I can confirm that. Because he's making some cheese and crackers too, I think.
Ooh.
Good.
He chose not to get out of bed and vote. Yeah, it's exactly right. He chose not to get up and vote. Even though Michelle got a ride from Krista to get him out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't wanna.
Shame on him.
So that was his fault. He chose not to get up. Why? I don't know. He just chose not to get up. So can't say anything about common sense. That's just the reality. All right, so let's go at the Connecticut election results. Since I am interested about the governor race, right now, with 17% of the vote in, Ned Lamont is in the lead by 54.4. Stefanowski is still 10% behind. That's 17% of the vote in. Let me refresh that page to make sure it's totally up to date. I just, for some reason, my brain says, come on, you gotta move it a little more. Come on, you turn on a plate. Let's get this results in. Okay. Nope, same score. Okay. Ballot measure allow early voting is at 58.5. Do not allow is at 41.5. With 8% of the vote in. So, this is the House of Representatives, not the local House of State House. So that's why I made a mistake. Okay. So I'm gonna say, Connecticut has not really had a Republican governor in a long time, and I don't see that's gonna change soon. It would be nice if they actually did, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Well, so says, is Nick Ashford getting any votes? Well, who does he represent? What state? What is he, and where is he located? So, where is Nick Ashford from? What office is he running for? If you're talking about governors in the state of Connecticut, there's only two. Say, wasted votes. Whoa, which is the wasted vote? Well, first of all, I don't know anything about a man named Nick Ashford. It doesn't mean that he couldn't. I don't know anything about the candidate, so I'm just gonna try to point out the numbers as I can. And let me go back to the other score here. Right now, the score is still 42 for the Senate versus 40. So 42-40, and the Democrats are in the lead. On the House side, the score currently is 83-47, with the Republicans are in the lead. Okay. So, contest in Georgia. This is for the Senate now. Contests in Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio remain close as results continue to trickle in from Pennsylvania and New Hampshire. Polls haven't yet closed in West, where Senator Catherine Cortez Nostro, Democrat of Nevada, and Mark Kelly, Democrat of Arizona, face tough re-election fights. Yeah, okay, so I wonder what's going to happen. I really do wonder about that. So, what do you think, guys? I'm asking for your opinion, because right now, we have the scores trickling in. It's going to take a while to get all the answers, guys. That's the reality. It's not going to be like instant results right now. I wish I could wave a magic wand and give you instant results, but I can't. But at least I can tell you that it looks pretty much like the House at this point is hard to say, but it looks like the House is leading Republican and the Senate is leading Democrat. With the governorship of Connecticut is going more than likely is going to go to Ned Lamont, and the Senator Richard Blumenthal is going to take the lead over his challenger, Levy. So it's not looking good if you want to try to break the Democratic stronghold of Connecticut, because it sounds like Connecticut will continue to remain a strong Republican or Democrat enclave, and then maybe in the House races, maybe there's five districts. There's five House Representative leaders for Connecticut. That maybe one of those could go could go red. Maybe two could go red. But with Richard Blumenthal as the senator in the lead, the likeliness of a sudden change for Levy is going to be pretty slim. There's like a 10% margin between the two right now. That's just an honest fact here. I don't think it's going to happen that quick, but you're going to see a change. So let's go back. Let's go to scores right now. Let's pull up the main maps here. Okay, so I need to get a better setup of this. This is like a little bit crubby. Crubby? Yeah, it's like I have to sit there and click on everything. Alright, so national results here. Okay, so let's pull back the national results. 10 states with a total population got Republican governors. Connecticut looks like it's strongly likely to remain blue, as is Wisconsin, Connecticut, Kansas, see, on the major contested races, California's governor, Wisconsin, Evers is in the lead by 53.3 versus Michaels, which is at 45.5. U.S. Senators, Wisconsin, Barnes is in the lead at 51.9% versus Johnson at 48.1%. U.S. Senate for New Hampshire is Hassan is in the lead at 57.4% versus Bolduc at 40.4%. And Kaufman is at 2.2%. So it looks to me that the governor of the definitely Dr. Oz, it did pick up some views. He's at 44.6 versus Fetterman at 53.0 with 30% of the votes in. In Georgia, Walker is at 49.6 versus Warmock, which is at 48.6 with 65% of the votes. And that looks like Warmock may not take it after all for Georgia at this point. And it's still pretty open. Governor for Michigan, Whitmer is at 53.8. Dixon is at 44.8. Again, there's a 10% difference between the two, with 13% of the votes in for that area. So it looks like things are kind of starting to settle out. And again, right now, the current score, as I said with the Senate, is 42-40.
Some more cheese?
Yeah, okay.
I just cut some up, so.
Well, here's a plate for you. Put it on this plate because it'll fit on here. You might want some more. You might want to get some more cheese. And you might want to get some more crackers.
Yeah.
They're in the pantry.
Yep.
You're not gonna eat any of that?
That's for you. I got some over here.
Okay.
I got all this.
There's some Ritz crackers in the pantry. A party-sized box. Okay, so super close in his race. Herschel Walker is gonna be in Tennessee. Yeah, I'm glad you asked about Tennessee. Tennessee at this point, it looks to be. Yeah, Tennessee is right here. I just clicked on it. I didn't have to click on it, but I just did anyway. Send mousing over. Yeah, okay. Tennessee. Leads in the lead is 66.8%. Okay. And let me go get. You got the family size cheese and crackers, Ed?
Family size.
Got it!
Huh. Seem to be at a halt here with the cheese and crackers.
Why does 13% of the population commit 50% of violent crimes? The Afro-Americans commit so many violent crimes.
You do?
I support slavery.
I'd probably drop the cheese on the floor and the boric acid. Cut the fucking mold part off and just give it to Michelle. Here you go. Here you are, Michelle. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I have a feeling there's some type of discrepancy.
Everybody hears me, okay?
Our cock. Our cock.
I have molested children.
Our cock. Our cock. A couple of natural ices.
So, let's see.
Out of breath.
And, yeah, I know it can be nice. Herschel Walker is, except for the state of California, because I can't find anything about a Herschel Walker. I'll tell you right now.
He's in Georgia, Michelle. He's in Georgia.
Georgia. Okay. Good
I don't care
old
that.
God.
Whatever.
You got Kemp. There's more candidates. Let me click on this. Get to more detail because there's more than one governor. But if he is in the race, he's pretty far down there. All right, let's go. All right, let's go this way. Oh, maybe it's right here. Let's go to Georgia. Good old GA. Okay, yeah, this might work. Georgia election results right now. Governor. It says that Kemp is at 53.8. Abrams is at 45.5. Hazel is at 0.7. Senate, Walker is at 49.7 versus Warnock at 48.4. Oliver from the Libertarian Party is at 1.9%. 5 GOP races have been called for Senate, so we have 5 senators and 4 Democrats. But none of the ballot initiatives have been voted on yet. Okay? So that means that, like I said, is that now, so in the House, the score is currently 83 Republicans to 47 Democrats. So that's where we stand right now. I think it's pretty interesting. She probably will. I can bet she's going to try everything in Atlanta to do just that. That's because Atlanta, like many large cities, is a Democrat stronghold. And that's why you're going to see that Abrams is going to try to say, yeah, she felt she should have won. But some of her attitude didn't exactly earn the favors with the Republicans. That's not me. That's Snuggle Cap.
What's that?
Eating chips.
Oh. Yeah, Ed brought me some cheese and crackers.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the point is that we'll have to see how that works.
Yeah, hopefully by morning.
Hey, kids, you want to come on the panel? It's open.
By morning, we have a better idea, Michelle. Do those people work through the night, Michelle, until the job is done?
Yeah, pretty much. As long as my internet doesn't get destroyed. I don't think it will. Worst comes to worst, might get some net split.
All right. As long as it takes place, we'll be here.
Yeah, I hope we don't. This net split sucks. All right, so let's see if we can get anyone else on here. On the panel here. Let's see if we can get Baron. This is here.
And Danny will be
No,
here.
she's not.
For the very end. Hey, Michelle.
I'm trying to get Gidgey on here. ID. There you go. So, come on, Gidgey, join the Crunch troop. Crunch crowd.
I think I think Danny had a question, Michelle.
I hear that. Let's see.
Yeah. He was wondering about a candidate.
He's not. He's not in the poll. Never heard of that person anyway in the polls.
What state?
Yeah.
Who are they asking about?
Nick Gurr. Nick Gurr. There is no Nick Gurr running right now. That's a troll question, Michelle. I know. Well, you know. So we'll see what happens anyway. So I know it isn't you. Is it Gidgy? Why don't you come on, Gidgy? Maybe that's the sound of all the Democrats getting their bones crunched by the Republicans in the Senate, in the House. Kind of like what you did there was in beast form, right? Going out there, after a red creature, slice, rip, rare, rend, rip.
Did you have fun on the game today, Michelle?
Yeah, I did. Did you watch the premiere?
I watched some parts of it. Yes, I saw you. You got some new skills you were putting in your skill bar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I watched some of it.
Right now, I'm playing on the PTR. I'm playing a cool Terrace Druid.
Good. Glad you had fun.
Oh, she's black too.
Ooh.
I didn't even know Cool Terrace had black people. But I saw her as an example. Why not?
Why not?
Let me fix my microphone. It's kind of working loose here. I said, why not? Let's play this. Let's see how we do.
What did you name her? Like Yolanda
Prestia.
Shaniqua. Okay.
Prestia. It was actually the game suggested the name. I thought, okay. I was thinking maybe I should play her as a priest, but then I played so many priests anyway.
Oh, I get that, Michelle. You make a black character and play them as a shadow priest. That's funny. Like a shadow. I get it.
Maybe in her case, Presetta. Once you see Presetta, you're going to be wanting to see a priest. They'll heal you. So she'll shred you up.
Right?
She's a man-eater! Rawr! I bet the cup purses didn't like her too much. No, she ripped the stuffing out of them.
Oh, excuse me.
Speaking of ripping the stuffing out of it, how is any changes on the election results right now in Connecticut? Probably
Michelle,
not.
I'm gonna fuck me up some Thanksgiving dinner this year. Going hard.
I don't know. Maybe there is something. Let's see here. For Connecticut election results,
start stretching my gut now.
Right now, it's still the same. 54.5 for Ned Lamont, and over Stefanowski, and 55.8 for Blumenthal over Levy. Ballot measures allow early voting is at 58.5 versus 41.5 to not allow.
Still kind of close.
Followers of Trump winning the elections, we have the live tally. Well, let's see. His personal scorecard. Let's just take a look at this real quick here. I'm going to say defeat's score is 0-0. Zip to zip. That's the ones that he suggested. Amid the sea of safe choices, the former president backed some candidate that could deeply dent his endorsement, reputation. Here's how they are doing. Currently, the score is 0-0. 0-0, guys.
They didn't even get started on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't even start that one up yet. 0-0.
Yeah, anyway, by the way, speaking of, like I said, I had a good time playing World of Warcraft in the replay, but I think what I would do next time I do a premiere, I think I'm going to select 720p and upload a stream at 720p. Now what?
Alright. I had enough cheese for tonight.
I got some cheese here right now, man. You're still handing out cheese chunks.
I like good cheesing. Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, so, the point is my character seriously ripped the stuffing out of cut purses. She ripped the stuffing out of wolves. She took down a hogger all by herself. She totally devastated hogger. He looked like Leroy Brown with a couple pieces gone when she was done. No kidding. So, now, are we still here with the 2002? Right now, the governorships, I don't see much movement in the Senate yet. Still 42-40. Democrats are in the lead. Republicans are trailing by 2. As of about midnight, about midnight, we're going to start getting the California results in.
Excellent.
That's like the 9th inning. That has the most number of representatives, too. So that's kind of result in a huge either pro-Democrat or pro-Republican for the House. There's only 2 senators in California. So that still, if they can get on the West Coast any kind of Republican Senate or House lead, that'll be very amazing. Well, we can try. We'll try, right? See what happens there. And let's see. Where are we? There's 6 viewers, 7 likes, and so it looks to me. Right now, we're waiting for some more results to come in. So, election results. So far, no movement on the score for the Senate at this point. Now, we do have 12 states now with Republican governorships in. We have Tennessee, Ohio, Iowa, Alabama, Arkansas, South Carolina, and Oklahoma, and Florida. In South Carolina, McMaster beat Cunningham. It's a 52% of the vote in, at 57.8 versus 41.1. For the people in Florida, if you want to know the vote, because 89% of the vote is in, DeSantis is in the lead by 59.4, by Christ at 39.9. Not surprising, Arkansas.
What is that?
Is Huckabee Sanders is in the lead of 59.6 versus Jones at 38.8 with 46% of the vote in. And it looks to me like Arizona may have with 38% of races in, that Hobbs, Democrat, is in the lead at 55.5 versus Lake, which is trailing by 44.5.
Michelle.
Yeah.
DeSantis is only winning by 10%.
Who did?
DeSantis is only winning by around 10%.
Oh, yeah, but he's still got a pretty good lead, though. Oh, shit, come over
I
here.
didn't even thought it would have been that close.
No, it's not that close. Well, let's go here. Look here in the map here, right here, Ed. This is Florida right here. 59.4 by 39.9. That's not that close.
No, it's 11 points.
There's over a 20-point difference, Ed. I think you heard me say the wrong one. Has an evil laugh at times. Yeah. All right, so because that didn't think DeSantis was in the lead, but they're not losing. He's not losing right now. Minnesota, Walz is a Democrat. Is currently pretty closely tied to Jensen. That is a 46.2. Right now, it's only 2% of the vote in right now. California is still not a peep yet. Okay? Oregon, not a peep yet. Okay? Washington State, I don't think is voting, so.
What about Massachusetts governor race?
Massachusetts is Democrat. Healy is the lead at 62.3 versus Deal at 36.1 with 16% of the vote counted for Massachusetts.
Democrat over there is winning too, right?
Yeah, that's the governor's race in Massachusetts.
How about Rhode Island?
So let's see.
What about Rhode Island?
There is currently.
Michelle, what about Rhode Island?
What's that, Ed?
Check Rhode Island. Check the New England states. What about the Rhode Island governor's race? Check Rhode Island.
Rhode Island? I'll check that, yep. Rhode Island, good old RI. Let's see if Rhode Island even has it, because not all the states have governor's races. Rhode Island is, it looks like, it doesn't say anything about Rhode Island at this point. Oh yeah, there's Nevada, there's Georgia, there's Kansas, there's Philadelphia. There's a little state on the map. Maybe that's Rhode Island. No. Hawaii. Hawaii right now hasn't called yet. Kansas, Oregon. Okay. Idaho, nothing called yet. Little red state, Nebraska is leading red with Pilkin, a lead by 50.7 versus Blood at 46.0. Now, he wants to know specifically about Rhode Island. I do not believe Rhode Island has got a gubernatorial race going on right now. So let's see if I can find out Rhode Island's answers to his questions. Okay, so Rhode Island, good old R here. Rhode Island, where is that? You would think you would know where R's are. There it is. Okay, Rhode Island, governor is McKee. He's in the lead by 57.8 versus Callius at 39.3.
Michelle, should we get Ed on the show? See if he wants to do some election talk. You can't spell mid election without the word
he
Ed.
could join in on his phone. If he wants to give me his phone, I can put him onto the phone so he can talk to you guys. Do you want to join in on the election coverage on your phone, Ed?
No, I'm just asking you. McKee, is he a Republican or
Not
Democrat?
interested.
Yeah, so McKee's got it for Rhode Island.
Is he a Democrat or Republican?
He's a Democrat.
It seems like New England state love their Democrats.
Right, so it seems like McKee is in the lead with 83% of the vote in. So it definitely looks. Also, the one representative, or actually they have two, has gone blue. The other ones, the seats haven't been counted yet. So we'll have to see how that goes. Time to get the DeSantis train here. So let's get back to the main numbers here on the screen.
In Worcester.
It seems to me like, if I may speak on this, you may. Okay, the score is narrowing down now for the Senate. It's 42 to 41. 42 to 41 for the Senate race. So it's pretty much a dead heat for the Senate. Okay. And
Gets it, but the North doesn't get it.
What's that, Ed?
Seems like the South gets it, but the North doesn't get it. Why does it continue to South?
What's that?
The North seems like it's supporting the Democrats.
Well, most of New England is Democratic.
Well, they're stupid. I don't understand people.
But
how could they even support Democrats for what they're
right
doing?
now, the House is very strongly leaning towards Republicans. The Senate is a dead heat right now. And 41.
We need to get control of the Senate too. That's going to be a big factor.
It's not impossible if the Republicans win the Senate. It's not impossible. But right now, it's a really tight score. We are in the equivalent of the fifth inning. The score is currently 41 to 42 to 41, and the blue team is up first. So that's what's going on here. Is that you can see that the situation over here. I'm trying to watch all these scores. It's hard to keep up with everybody. So 12 states have been going with Republicans, and 5 states have been called to going to Democrats. Now, the states over here, the 14 states that not having gubernatorial races, including North Carolina, Washington, Virginia, Kentucky, Maryland, New Jersey, Louisiana, Mississippi. The little blue one doesn't say what that is. Utah. Those are already going to exist as they already are as gubernatorial races because they already are not being elected this year. What?
What about New Jersey? How's that race going?
What?
New Jersey, how's that race going? That's a factor too.
That's a Democrat. They took it. New Jersey already has been taken.
Stupid. Jersey's people.
The New Jersey isn't even running right now for governorship. See, that's one of the states that doesn't have a gubernatorial race right now. It's New Jersey. So the states that are not currently having races this year are Utah, North Carolina, Washington, Virginia, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Missouri, Louisiana, New Jersey, and Mississippi. Okay, that don't have any races going on. And then, so,
I bet you all the New England states.
What's that?
Sense, you know? Yeah. It makes sense, you know?
Hey, why don't you come on in here and start talking away from the kitchen?
All I gotta say is I think they're stupid. fucking New Englanders are stupid. Seems like New Englanders want Democrats. What would you even want?
Well, they've been Democrat for the most part for a long, long time, man.
Yeah. Hard cock in front of me.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Ignored. Parsley, Zimmerman. Okay. So it definitely looks like Rhode Island is definitely going to be going red or going blue. Nebraska is going red. New Mexico is going blue. Governor of Maine, which is Mills, is at 52.7. Yeah. Nevada. Hello. Okay.
Hi.
So it looks to me like, well, let's see. The main thing for me is, can we stop the Democrats? Answer is yes. More than likely, because right now the current score is 42 Democrats to 41 Republicans in the Senate. Okay? Now, on the House floor situation, it's 87 Republicans to 48 Democrats. And we needed 218 votes to be a tie. So, there's going to be a lot of House seats up for grabs. Good evening, Bruce Tiger Kitty. Hi, Jake. What about me? People said hi to you already. Oh, hi, Jake. Anyway, so we'll have to see how this works, guys. Yeah, I think, I definitely think it's gonna be. Very interesting to see what the final score is gonna be. As far as, are we gonna win? I mean, are we gonna defeat the Democrats in the Senate? I don't know. Right now, it's really tight.
Minnesota.
What's that?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's get them up. See if I can find the numbers in that.
Yes.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. MN is leading blue. Governor is Waltz with 68.5 versus Jensen at 28.7. McCaskill's way down there at 1% with 21% of the vote in. So, in other words, it don't look like Minnesota is going to be going Republican. At least not for governorship. Maybe for some of the House seats. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. So, let's see. And of course, the House is 90 Republicans to 48 Democrats. 90 Republicans to 48 Democrats in the House. And in the Senate? The Senate is currently, the score is still 42 Democrats to 41 Republicans. Oh, okay. So, in other words, I'll have to see what happens with that. If we get the, if we break the tie and get 51 Republicans, that means that they would have the power to do their own reconciliation bills. And that means that they also got the House. But the Democrats can't do nothing.
Every year.
That means something very important. What's that?
The political system in this country is no longer working.
Victor!
What these people vote for, what these people do. We don't go out there and have any say about it. All we do is...
Well, I may not be working that great, but in some ways... some would say the same thing about the Super Bowl doesn't work either. But you should enjoy the game. But in the case of political, it's kind of like the same thing. This is kind of like the Super Bowl. This is the big, every 2-year thing that's going to be used to determine for the next year to 2 years policy.
They don't do it right. If the Republicans don't take control of
we're in trouble. So let's see here. So let's go back to the score here. The House is 93 Republicans to 51 Democrats for the House. 93 Republicans to 51 Democrats.
We need the Senate majority because they have the final say.
What's that?
We need the Senate majority to be able to make you guys fucking jerk off.
I have gout.
Let's put it right now.
I have gout.
If things are like they are, the Senate is not going to be able to pass any bills around the House. If the House goes Republican, the Senate ain't going to be able to pass anything without working with the Republicans.
I did take advantage of it.
Now,
Yeah, man, hey, bro. It was either that or walk up and grab you in my book.
so the point is, it was a House. It's 94 to 51. Okay, Republicans are in the lead in the House. And in the Senate, the score is still 42 to 41 with the Democrats leading. Okay. Going back over here, we have, let's go back to Connecticut real quick. Let's go back to Connecticut results. Let's see. Mental Maces. Let's go back to Connecticut. On this map here. I know, guys, this is boring, isn't it? Connecticut election results right now. Currently, governor with 24.
Like one of them shit too.
With 24% of the precincts reporting, Ned Lamont is still in the lead at 53.6 versus Stefanowski at 45%. Richard Blumenthal is still 11 points ahead of Levy at 55.4% versus 44.6%. On the one referendum vote in Connecticut, which was as follows, is allow early voting. The current score is 59.1% versus 40.9% of no, with 13% of the people vote coming in. So that should tell you something. So I don't think I don't think it's going to pass. I don't think the initiative is going to pass, but, you know, I could be wrong on that. So, what do you think?
at all times.
What do I think? Right now the score is 95-55 for the Republicans are in the lead. Yeah, like you said earlier. The score is still 42-41 with the Democrats in the lead for the Senate. Right. Yeah.
Explain this. They're gonna come across me. They're gonna see.
Okay, now I'm gonna put this plate in the sink. Oh, I got something to drink. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Give me a minute, guys.
All right, Michelle.
Don't forget to unplug your microphone. You don't want to yank that off the wall. Yeah, right. Exactly. Right.
Nigger, 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 nigger. I am very much in support of slavery.
I just made some mac and cheese.
Black people are dirty. They don't want to work. They just want to sit out there smoking menthols and shooting up their favorite meth or eating their pot-infused chocolates and drinking their beer and their vodka.
Sounds like a good time.
No, it does not imply nigger at all. Nigger, nigger, nigger. Black people are dirty.
Oh my goodness.
I was smoking menthols, and I thought I extinguished a cigarette in the bathroom, and I snuffed it out, and then I threw the cigarette in my vest pocket and set myself on fire.
Oh Lord.
It was touching his daughter and taking showers with her in the nude. It sniffs kids. It likes to sleep with kids. He sniffs kids. He even went to the shower with his younger daughter.
Chat's not moving down to 3 people. I think it's time to go. About that time.
You fuck me once, I'm done with you.
I feel you, Michelle. Yeah, this shit is boring.
Nigger.
Be a close race. We'll have to see what happens.
Knickers. Actually, I got plenty of knickers. And then next week will be more knickers. Knickers.
Oh boy. I'm going to go monitor the voting polls. I may or may not be back here. See how long it takes her to get back.
I love this. I'm drinking pee. I love drinking pee. I love it when it's fresh and hot.
Done.
I stole dollar pizza.
I don't know. It's a great question. I mean, we got to make sure. Hi, trolling. Okay. By the way, I think we got to make sure to seriously defeat these Democrats. But right now, it looks like in the Senate, they're sitting pretty, but it's still a very tight margin. Yeah. All you need is 51 Republicans, and then they can pass any measure they want by reconciliation. In the House, if they can get and keep the Republicans in charge, then we get rid of Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House. And Kevin McCarthy becomes the Speaker of the House. Because he'll be the majority Speaker. Yep, it'll be interesting to see how that works. Yeah. I'll be honest, this isn't always that exciting to watch. There's so many things going on in this election that...
Throw the fucking electric cars out the fucking window.
What's that?
Throw the electric car fucking business out the window.
Well, you're going to have to get the Republicans, you're going to have to take the House and the Senate for that to happen. And
I like to see him pass a bill.
I think, my honest opinion is, I think the Republicans are going to take the Senate, but not by a huge margin. But they are definitely a lead in the House. Currently, the score is 98 to 55 in the House of Representatives. So, meaning that they very well could take the House.
How come they can't get a lead like that with the Senate, though?
Yeah, they have to take both, actually.
Yeah, I don't understand why they can't get...
If we don't take both, we can't destroy or destabilize the Republicans. Cannot destroy or destabilize the Democrats.
Why not?
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of work, but we can do it. Yeah. Yes. The smell of success. The smell of crying Democratic tears. Well, unfortunately, it's not likely to be that way. So let's see what we have here for the current score right now for the states. States that have been declared to be Republican governorships. Texas, Tennessee, Iowa, a couple small dots in here, which is Wyoming. Gordon is in the lead by 81.4% versus Livingston at 14.9.
Michelle.
What's that?
You know that application you said credit wasn't turning me down earlier? Well, apparently they changed their mind because they sent me a new email saying that I am now approved.
I heard you in.
I don't know why. They probably made a mistake with some of the information earlier or something.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because it says now I'm approved.
Okay, so you're going to be getting your card mailed to you? Who knows? We might even get 2 cards. It's theoretically possible. Yeah. All right, so let me get back to the results here. Okay, so next tiny little dimple is Governor of New Hampshire. It's Rick Sununu in the lead. He's a Republican for New Hampshire at 56.4% versus Sherman, the Democrat, at 42.3%. Okay? So that's one New England state that did went Republican for governorship. Governor of Vermont, like that 2 states. Scott in the lead by 72.8% versus Seigel at the Democratic challenger at 22.4%. Wow. So New Hampshire and Vermont have gone red for governorships.
Maine did too, didn't they?
Maine, let me look and see what it says about Maine here. Maine right now says, I'm looking to see if it might be in here. Maine, a big Emmy. I don't see Maine in here, but it doesn't mean it's not. I'm looking here now. New Hampshire, Wyoming. Oh, yes. We also have South Dakota. Noam, Christy Noam, is in the lead at 63.6% versus Smith at 33.7%. And the other little red dot over here, Governor of Vermont, as I said earlier, Scott, is beat Seigel by a very large margin. As far as Maine, let's see. Maine, Oregon, Connecticut, Kansas, Nevada. I have to look it up on the chart down here because I don't see it in the little circles. So let's pull the state of Maine for Ed. Maine. The state of Maine is currently, right now, with 35% of the votes in. It's a tight race. Well, kind of. Mills, Democrat at 52.4 versus LePage at 45.7. And someone named Hunkler, Independent, at 1.9%, with 35% of the vote in for the state of Maine. The House contests have not been called yet. So, Maine, it's what it says right there. I think it's just going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out because this is a big day, big race, lots of numbers, lots of names, lots of data. You just went to the wrong place. I went to the wrong place. Okay, fine. Well, it's still not bad though. Okay, so let's go back to the score here. Yeah, okay, so political. Let's go back to the big score here. Okay. Yes, it definitely is looking like. Okay, the score is 42-41 still in the Senate. Okay. And the House, the score is 99 Republicans to 55 Democrats. 99 Republicans to 55 Democrats.
That's a huge majority going in so far.
What's that?
I said that's a huge majority going in so far.
Yeah, for the House it is.
So that means they won't be able, even if the Senate doesn't go to Republicans, if it don't get passed.
Yeah, they could seriously piss at every Democrat's parade, that's for sure. And if they get the House, the Senate too, they'll definitely be able to piss at every Democrat's parade.
If we can get the
and they could even have enough votes to theoretically impeach or declare that Joe Biden is unfit to serve.
Well, see, the thing is with that is that if they do that, he's going to have his lawyers, he's going to take the court, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't think they're going to be able to get away with it, get rid of him that easy because he's a stubborn little fucking fart. You know that?
Yeah, well, we'll have to see what happens because I'm kind of curious to know.
Well, what I don't understand is,
well, let me plug in the other microphone so at least I can hear you better, and then you can talk to you to the headphone or microphone anyway. So at least I can hear you. But you can hear me obviously fine. So let me plug in the microphone. At least pointed at you anyway. It's not plugged in. I know it's not plugged in. Not it. It's on the floor. Right here. Okay. I think you might need it.
I'm trying to tell you something.
I know. I'm going to check the sound levels right now. Alright. Oh! Alright, go ahead, Ed.
Okay. When I got denied earlier, that was a different card. That was Capital One, not Credit One.
Okay.
So Credit One approved me. So I got 2 approved cards. Capital One never approved me.
Right.
For the for the pre-approval. So I don't know why they denied me, but they never did. So that was a different.
And Credit One.
Credit One approved me, and so did that other company.
Right.
I told you about earlier. That's called
Mission Lane.
MicheleMarieDalene, yeah.
Okay. So right now, it definitely looks like there's one seat that just came up in this House for the Democrats. But they are way behind by over 43 votes. They would have to get a lot of seats to even tie the Republicans right now for the House. Yeah, it's going to take a while. So, well, don't forget, Arkansas, Missouri, North, and South Dakota have marijuana legislation for recreational marijuana on their referendum on the ballot. So that means that it could go easily. That these states could become the next 4 states to legalize marijuana for recreational use.
That should have been done a long time ago.
Which it should have been done a long time ago.
Cigarettes are much worse than been for years, much worse than marijuana.
Yeah.
Marijuana actually can fight cancer.
Well, it can. I don't know if fight it, but it certainly
does, because it does something. They said that it does. It's something in weed and marijuana that slows down cancer cells.
Okay. Well, maybe you're right, Ed. I mean, I don't know, but like I said, is that states are choosing to legalize it on the state level because the 13th Amendment allows the state to regulate its own things within its state. That was in the Constitution. The 13th Amendment was passed, guaranteeing states their sovereign right to regulate within state actions. Because before that, there was concern that the federal government would regulate the states. So that's the reason why the 13th Amendment was passed. Protecting state sovereignty. And we now have a score of 100 to 56 for the House of Representatives. So it'll be interesting to see how this is all going to play out. Let's see if I can find out anything, if there's anything past it as far as initiatives, referendums for the legalization of recreational marijuana in the states I mentioned. Currently, the score on the federal level for Senate is still 42 Democrats to 41 Republicans. So, currently, there are 14 states with total population people be led by Republican governors. These include the states of Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, Nebraska, Iowa, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Alabama, South Carolina. Now, that sounds interesting so far. Ohio and Florida. Currently, Florida, DeSantis is at 59.5% versus Christ at 39.8%, with a total of 96% of the vote being reported. Now, let's see. Do we have anything here for California? Nothing. Okay, so now let's go to the states and find out which initiatives. Let's start with the state of Arkansas, because it is the lowest letter in the alphabet in the states. Arkansas currently, as I said, the governor, Huckabee Sanders, is at 62.1% versus Jones at 36.2%, with 61% of the vote in. The Senate, Boozman is in at 64.9% versus James, which is the Democrat contender, at 32.2%. So Boozman keeps his seat. Ballot measures, so far, nothing yet. However, we have two Republican seats on the second and third House region districts. So that means that you got two more that are undecided at this point for the state of Arkansas. Now, let's go to the next state, Missouri. Now, Missouri already has a governorship, definitely falls in the lines of a Democrat. Okay, so, in this case of Missouri, however, we have the Senate. Schmidt is in the lead, 52.2% versus Bush Valentine at 41.5%. The House, none of the 8 districts have yet been called. The ballot initiatives have not yet been called, and 53% of the vote is in. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now let's go to North Dakota, because that's one of the states that also is voting on recreational marijuana as well. We have Attorney General Wrigley, Republicans in the lead at 70.3%, versus Lamb, the Democratic challenger, at 79.7%. In the Senate, we have Hoeven at 56.3%. The Republican, and he's the incumbent, has already been there. Christensen is at 25.5%. Ballot measures, so far, no ballot measures have been mentioned. There's only one representative for the state of North Dakota, and they have not been yet counted. Next state we're going to go to is South Dakota, which we do know some information on because we already saw it already here. The South Dakota says that the election results as governor is Christine Noem at 64.0% versus Smith at 33.2%. This is at 33% of the vote in. Quint of the Libertarian Party is at 2.7%. Senate Thune remains his seat, a Republican, at 71.9% versus Bangs, which was 24.1%. The Lesnor, the Libertarian Party, only had 4% of the vote. Again, none of the 2 ballot measures have been decided so far. So that tells you where we stand here with this. Obviously, there's still a lot of races out there. There's still a lot of numbers coming out here, and these are going to be very much the thing to talk about. Current score for the Senate is still 42 Republicans to 41 Democrats. However, in the House, there's 102 Republicans to 59 Democrats. Now, to have a perfect tie, you'd have to have 218 seats, which may not necessarily be likely to happen, because I think it's going to be a very strong leaning for the Republicans in the House, which could still seriously shut down a lot of Democrat legislation, because the Democrats were hoping that they were going to keep the status quo, but it don't look like that's going to happen. So the House He's gonna use the Democrats like a piece of Kleenex and wipe their noses with it. These paper towels are meant for blowing, and that's what they're gonna do. And I'm gonna put my mucus all over you. Oh, not really that bad. No, I really think it's gonna be really just exciting to say if we can actually keep these things going. I think you're gonna do fine. No, this is what I think. I think you're going to see concurrent viewers right now, 6 likes. It's slow. Yeah, it's slow. You gotta admit, this is slow. I think a large majority of the viewers are, or, oh, I could be wrong on that. Or right now, like I said, people are gonna come in and they're gonna check the scores we got. I mean, there's not. It's 10:51. I think California is gonna be. They're gonna get done counting the ballots like 2 in the morning. They're gonna count the ballots at 2 in the morning. I can see this already. And so what's gonna happen is that they're going to be probably maybe 3 in the morning. I hope not, because I don't want to be up to 3 in the morning. But we're seeing California's got the most number of districts for the House. If we can get I'm not gonna lie, guys. I want to see the Democrats be defeated. I'm not gonna lie, but I have to look at the numbers. I have to look at the figures right here presented to me on the screen, and say that if this doesn't go any faster than this, the only thing I can tell you is that there are going to be people who are going to be asking themselves the $99 question. Why are we still waiting for election results? I'm already seeing the trend already here, that the Democrats are starting to take up a little speed here. The House. It's still the House. The Republicans are still in the lead. I mean, they're still at 103 versus 65. Okay? But now you're starting to see, you got like 22 candidate difference between the two. It does not take much. It really doesn't. It doesn't take much. I'm looking forward to seeing some positive things. Rhode Island, the governorship, as I said, it's been called McAfee at 57.9 versus Careless at 39.2. At 83% of the vote coming in. So the northern states of New Hampshire, Vermont have gone with the Republican Party. The state of Maine has gone with a Democrat. New Mexico, Maine. Mills is in the lead by 52.7%, versus LePage at 45.4, with 45% of the vote in. Now, if if Maine if it flips towards Maine, and so right now it's too close to call, that means that the northern New England states are going to be Republican governorships, and the southern states will continue to remain Democrat. It doesn't particularly surprise me, but it does seem that the Democrats are not exactly winning any favors right now. Really, it doesn't seem to be anything else I can say. Because I'll be honest with you guys, the Democrats have not done any good favors for anybody. First of all, in the case of Ned Lamont. Oh, wow, look at this. 115 Republicans to 71 Democrats in the House. And it's a tie. It's a tie, baby, for the Senate at 43 to 43.
Really?
Oh, my God. 43 to 43. Okay? That's not bad. Now we're starting to see a tie. 43 to 43. I mean, the Democrats in the House are trying in vain to make up. But the Democrats is currently not leading Democrat. So 43-43, currently it's a tie in the Senate. You know, this, I think if we can just get one or two more Republicans, so the score would be 52 to 48. And for the House, if we have a large enough majority, then guess what?
Biden's all done.
What's that?
If the Senate can get, if we can get majority in the Senate and the House,
Yeah.
Biden's all done.
Yeah,
Done.
none of his legislation went past.
No.
Now, if that's absolutely true, not only that, but they could also use the 25th Amendment on him as well as declare him unfit.
What about Harris?
Harris would still theoretically be able to run if they use the 25th Amendment.
Yeah, they'd have to throw her out too, though, if they want her out.
Well, they could, but then again, it still would become a question, especially if they use the impeachment articles of impeachment. They would have to come up with articles that would actually stick for Harris.
I don't think but I think she's better than Biden. I don't think she's out of her mind. I don't think she's, I think that she's more or less a puppet, you know, because I think that she's better than Biden.
She probably is, but I think Biden was more of the puppet, and I think the deep state was pulling the strings more than anything. I'm not seeing that with Harris. I'm not seeing her being a puppet. I think she's kind of, for a long time, kind of chose not to get in the middle of this. But as I said, you know, we're starting to see now the things are coming down to the wire, guys. This is it. This is I'm not gonna stay up to 3 in the morning.
Keep this in mind, though. Keep this in mind. If Biden gets kicked, we kick Biden out of there. He gets kicked out of there.
All right.
And Biden Harris becomes president. She could turn it down, or she could accept a presidency. If she does, she's probably going to try to make herself look a lot better than Biden. And we got
right
2
now
years
the
left.
score is currently still for the Senate 44 to 44. 44 to 44. So, if you want to try to get the 25th Amendment used in Biden, you're gonna have to get the Republicans are gonna have to have a few lead vote senators. If they don't have that, they're not going to be able to force an investigation into some of the stuff that Biden has done.
Yeah, corruption.
You know, however, I will say one thing that Biden has done that was totally stupid is the fact is that they sat there and he kept supporting his son's actions and son's behaviors because he kept protecting his son and shielding his son using shield laws. That, unfortunately, has also pissed off a lot of Americans. And one of the biggest shield laws he uses is trying to prevent the Republicans from investigating the Hunter Biden actions in Ukraine with Rosneft. That, I think, is the reason why I wonder what's going to happen with that. So, theoretically speaking, we have...
Oh, I saw something in the news earlier, too. A Russian person came forward. This is a Russian person.
Right.
Came forward and admitted, he said that his government was involved with fixing the last election.
Which one would that be?
The last election.
You mean the one with Biden in it?
The one
Biden
with Trump
won?
in it. The one with Biden and Trump, yeah. He said that he was involved in fixing the last election.
Why would he want to do that?
Because they didn't want Biden in there. They wanted Trump in there.
Well, they didn't succeed, did they?
No, but
they totally screwed it up. They said someone just kept the freaking hot fingers out of our elections. That's what they should have done. They should have stayed the hell out of our elections. Amen. Okay. Currently, the score right now is still tied for the Senate 44 to 44. And for the House race, it's 134 Republicans to 81 Democrats. Okay. Now, go back to the state of Connecticut. Let's go back to the gubernatorial races. Connecticut has not officially yet called the races. However, California did. So, for the Democrat governorship, we have again Rhode Island, Maryland, Massachusetts, Colorado, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and California. Okay? Now, in the state that are still leading red is Georgia is still leading green or red. The states of Hawaii is still not called yet. Kansas is still leading to Kelly at 50.7 versus Schmidt at 44.3. Connecticut Stefanowski is not in the lead. It is still Ned Lamont at 52.4. The governor of Alaska is not yet called, but it looks like the races haven't been called at all. Nevada, nothing is reported. Wisconsin, looks like Evers at 51.0 versus Michaels at 48.0. Michigan, Whitmer at 52.3.
Is that I think that might be Shawn Michaels, the wrestler. That's Michaels.
I don't
guy.
know.
I think so. What state is that from?
That would be the state of Wisconsin.
That might be Shawn Michaels. I think he was thinking about running for office.
Oregon is leading red with Kotek in the lead at 50.3 versus Durazon at 40.5. Arizona, Hobbs is in the lead at 56.9 versus Lake at 43.1. Kansas, as I said earlier, Kelly is in the lead at 50.6, and Schmidt is trailing at 46.3. Georgia, Kemp is in the lead at 54.0 versus Abrams at 45.3. Okay? And Hawaii has not even called the races yet because there's so many hours behind us. So I'm going to say right now, guys, it looks like for the Senate, we still have a tie. And in the House, the Republicans are leading. So, hey, what can you do? Still, if they can get enough, if they can get, the Republicans can take the House, then immediately it means that a lot of Democratic legislation will not pass from the Senate. But however, on the other hand, there are also rhinos in the Republican Party. It's just as there's dinos or dinos in the Democrat Party that will vote for the other side. That's just the nature of campaigning, and so. But moderates, which we need more moderates. The moderates include me, are the ones that are going to go, well, let's talk about this first. See if we can come up with something that works for everybody. It doesn't mean that all Republicans are against clean water and clean air and clean soil. In fact, many want those things. But we do not want to see is people doing rash decisions like shutting down our infrastructure such as our power plants because they make too much carbon dioxide. It's this kind of policies that I seriously wonder about if they make any sense. Now, as you know, tonight's live stream is not exactly what I call exciting. It is not the kind of show that's going to go ahead and make you feel great and energized. It's just a bunch of numbers. But it's a really big thing, and because it affects the United States policy for the next 2 years. And it's important to remember that all this stuff is interconnected. All of this is interconnected. We got to remember that we cannot allow the Democrats to continue to defund our police, continue to push for the removal of our American Second Amendment right to carry, bear arms of any kind. If you're going to defund the police, people have to be able to defend themselves. It's an either or. It's either you either agree that they can carry arms to defend themselves, because otherwise you can't defund the police. Okay? Or, ideally, you have both. You have police and you have people defending themselves. Police are not always there. You know, they are busy taking care of very serious things. And so taking care of listening to people having break-ins because some thugs decided to destroy their homes is a serious issue. But if we don't have enough police, then what are you going to do to protect yourself? What are you going to do? We have our first good news for the Republicans in the Senate. The current score is 45-44. Them Republicans are now leading. I repeat, the Republicans are now leading. Come on, guys. Let's go ahead and beat that score. We still got a couple seats left to go. We need 5 plus more Republicans.
We'll see about what happens after California.
Right, that's only going to give us 2 additional.
I really don't think they're going to re-elect Newsom out there.
They did.
They re-elected Newsom. How the fuck could they re-elect that guy after what he did to that state?
Because he gave them stimulus checks when Ned Lamont didn't give us crap. That's true. He gave the people of California stimulus checks where we got nothing. Current score right now in the House is 147 Republicans to 87 Democrats. 147 Republicans to 87 Democrats. Okay? On the state circles down here, 16 states have declared their fealty to the Republican Party, including South Carolina, Georgia, South Dakota, okay, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas. Oh, poor Rourke, and he thought he was going to win. Of course, Florida, the 97% of the vote in. Chris had no chance. The guy basically lost it. With DeSantis getting 59.5 versus Chris at 39.8. Tennessee, Lee at 66 versus Martin at 31.9. A little red dot here, which is the governor of Vermont now at 72. Oh, wait, just get in here. 70. This is for Scott at 72.8 versus Siegel at 22.7 with 59% of the votes in. Ohio, DeWine, the Republican, is in the lead at 63.0, and the challenger, O'Whaley, is at 37% and 87% of the vote. Then we have the governor of Wyoming, Gordon, Republican, at 79.6% versus Livingston, the Democratic challenger, of 16.2%. So, the point is, guys, is Vermont is gun red, and New Hampshire has gone red. Maine is over here somewhere. I think Maine went red also. Oh, can't really tell because it's so small. Where is Maine hiding? Maine, Alaska. There's no one been voted in yet. Kansas, Connecticut, Nevada. Hawaii hasn't been called yet. New Mexico. Maine is currently at Mills is at 52.2% versus LePage at 45.9% when 49% of the vote. That's going to be one of those races that you seriously got to wonder what's the final outcome going to be. If they're still taking time to count those votes. Now, if you listen to Pierre, the new Democratic House spokesperson, they say it could take weeks or days to weeks to count votes. I don't think so. What about the absentee ballots? I would say we got at least close to 40. Okay, so that's pretty good. The race is almost half called. So right now, the Republicans are still in the lead in the Senate, and in the House, it's 151 for the Republicans, 90 for the Democrats. So, all it takes is 218 votes to basically, declare a winner. I mean, that's how close this is for the House. And these guys were about 167. I'm sorry. No, 67. 67 towards that 218. They just got to get 67 more. And then the Republicans will cinch it. Okay, for the House. And I think it could happen. I don't see why it couldn't. Clearly, the Democrats are not doing it. Now, however, what I'm concerned about is the way that some of the Democrats have been working the little buttskis off. They're going to try to contest the election. Take Stacey Abrams. I'm sorry, but that woman really did upset a lot of the people in Georgia because of the way she acts about saying that the old boy's never going to sheriffs, was anti-supportive of her party and all that. I think that was bullshit. I don't think she should have said that. I think she should have just kept her mouth closed. And maybe she could have won. Maybe. But the city of Atlanta is a mess. And so people are not going to forget that Atlanta is a mess. And right now the score just went 45-45 in the Senate. 45-45. And in the House, it's still 151 to 151 to 92. 16 states are still the same count. U.S. Senate, Georgia, Warnock versus Walker. That's pretty close. Oh, hello! Look at this. Walker is currently at 49%, and Warnock is at 49%, with 86% of the voting in for the state of Georgia. So, this is getting interesting. This is going to get down to the wire. Oz versus Fetterman. Oz is starting to lead at 48%, but Fetterman is still in the lead by 1.6%. Okay? Governor Arizona, Hobbs is still in the lead versus Lake at 56.9% versus 43.1%. U.S. Senate Nevada, Cortez Masto, incumbent is at 0, and the Laxalt is still at 0. There's the reason that hasn't been called yet. Wisconsin, Johnson, the U.S. Senator, is in the lead over Barnes, the Democrat, at 49%. U.S. Senator in New Hampshire, Hassan, the Democrat, is narrowly in the lead versus Bolduc at 51% of the vote. Governor Michigan, they're not done Michigan yet, are we? No, we're not. But Michigan is still in the running. Right. Whitmer is at 51.6% versus Dixon at 46.7% at 33% of the vote in. California's 22nd district. The incumbent Valadao, Republican, has not been counted yet, versus Celis. Those two have not been called yet, with 0% of the votes in. So there's something going on with the West Coast right now. Then Michigan's 7th district, Barrett is at 54.9% versus Slotkin at 43.1%. So also Michigan's Secretary of State, Benson, the Democrat, is at 53.0 versus Caramo at 44.8. Arizona Secretary of State, Fontes, is at 59.3, and Fincham is at 40.7. So, very interesting to see how this is slowly coming down to the wire. Currently, we have the newest Republican score is that the Republicans are in the lead, and the Senate again at 46 to 45. 46 to 45 for the senators, the Senate. And the House, the current score is 152 to 96. So it's slowly coming along. And we have a long ways to go. Trust me, we still haven't got nothing in for Hawaii. We still have nothing in for the state of California. We don't have all the information on the state of Arizona. We have nothing on Nevada at all. Nothing. Makes me wonder too, because why is there Alaska is not been called yet either. So Alaska is not called either. Okay, so let's go back to the Connecticut results here for a minute, just because I have that screen for this. The governor that with 32% of the please note, this is 32% of the vote, guys. 32% of the vote. Ned Lamont is at 52.4 versus Stefanowski at 46.3. That's 32% of the vote. In the Senate, it's Richard Blumenthal versus Levy at 45.7 versus 54.3. So Levy's pretty far back. As far as allow early voting referendum is at 57.9 versus no at 42.1. Not one of the seats for the House have been called yet in the state of Connecticut. So you are not seeing yet any of this the House of Representative race has been called yet. This should tell you something. So obviously something's going on because we're anti-called. You'd think that there would be something here with the 33% of the vote, but there is nothing yet called in the state of Connecticut. All right, so let's go take a look back at the other race because I'm jumping between two screens on my side so we can see the numbers. Okay, back to the House. 156 versus 97. Republicans lead. Yes. On the Senate, 46 Republicans to 45 Democrats. All we need to do is get 4 more Republicans. Actually, 5 more Republicans, and it's over. Do you understand that? Yeah. 5 more Republicans, and it's over. Now, so what does the tarot card say? I remember I pulled the tarot cards up last time. Good question. I actually will pull the tarot cards up because that is something I am curious to see what the tarot cards say. So let's just pull a quick tarot card reading up here for the situation with the... Yeah, let's see. Gotta love this, right? Yeah, gotta love this. Alright, so let me pull this up here. Okay, Father, God, Mother God, Angel, Spirit Guide. Simple reading. Will the Republicans take the Senate? Will the Republicans take the Senate? Will the Republicans take the Senate? Let's see. Will the Republicans... Let's need 5 more guys. So, will the Republicans take the Senate? Okay, let's deal with that. We'll start pulling the 5 cards out here. No reversal, straight up and down. Okay. I see 7 of Pentacles. Ooh, that sounds like a promising card. Yes. The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. And followed by the 6 of Wands. Holy cow! Let's put one more for good luck. The Star! Transform into action! Answer to the question is yes, they will! All we need is 5 more, guys. Come on! Let's do it! Let's do it! You guys can do it. You only have to get 5 more. Okay, so here's the detail of what these cards mean. The 7 of Pentacles. By the way, I keep forgetting what these cards mean because I haven't pulled them up in so long. But the 7 of Pentacles means, like I said, it's been a while since I did this. You're getting a little rusty, kid. Yeah, I know. 7 of Pentacles. Harvest, profit, rewards, accomplishments. Yeah, but why does she look smug? Like she's like, I don't know. The poor woman doesn't seem like she's looking at his accomplishments. She's looking kind of smug. Like, I deserve this. Wheel of Fortune, card number 10, Major Arcana. Oh, that's usually a good card. Yeah. Destiny, success, letting go of control, felicity, change. Change, definitely. And, of course, the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands, guys. Gotta love the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. Recognition, success again. So, meaning it's very likely we are going to break the Democrats in the Senate's back. Yeah. Let's make the back hurt. And by the way, underneath the deck, on the bottom of the deck, I got the 4 of Wands, which is celebration. Gotta love that card. Yeah. We're going to wipe the slate clean of all those Democrats. Yeah. We're gonna get rid of them suckers. Right now it's 46 to 46. We still need 5 more people. We still need 5 more Republicans. 5 more. 5 more, and then the Democrats cannot use reconciliation. And we can actually undo all their damage. We can pass new legislation to make this America great again. This is what we need to do. You got it. You got it. You got it. You're right. You're right. We got to get those Democrats out of there. We got to shut them suckers down. We got to get our oil and gas pipelines back on. We got to restore America's sovereignty. Yep. We got to make America better again. We got to get this place back in place. Democrats suck. You know that, right? They have sucked. They haven't done a shitty thing. Now, those states we have to get. And please note that one of the states is, is California, Hawaii. Because if you look at the numbers, down here. Okay, Nevada didn't vote yet. Something's going on with Nevada. Why? Why has Nevada not got any results in yet? Why has the state of New Mexico, at least they got the numbers in, it definitely is leaning towards Democrat, but the state over here, Hawaii, they haven't voted yet either. So those 2 states and the state of California could be what makes us or breaks us. Okay, come on, get down, Rusty. That either can make us or break us. That's what it means. Okay? So, but I think, so 16 states have gotten Republican governorships for the gubernatorial races. And now we go back to the Senate race, it's still 46 to 46. It's a dead heat, guys, right now. Okay? House GOP leads. It's getting closer now in the House. 159 Republicans to 103 Democrats. $159 Republicans to 103 Democrats. It takes 218 seats to get a tie. And I think it's more likely than not that unless a huge number of Democrats show up at the last minute for the House of Representatives, that it's going to be really tight. I just see deleting, but look what states haven't yet called the races for the House Representative members in the districts yet. There's a lot that haven't called yet. There's a lot that have not called yet. 160 versus 103. Yep. We're still waiting on the calls in nearly every key race, but there are some noteworthy leads. In Virginia, Democratic Representative Elaine Luria had notched nearly a double-digit deficit with nearly a lot of the vote per Virginia Beach district. But Representative Abigail Spanberger, in a slightly bluer seat, held a narrow lead over the Republican opponent with nearly all of the vote in. Some more good news for Democrats. They appear to be holding on to an open seat in Rhode Island, where a GOP landed its sought after candidate. Really? Yeah. So, in other words, right now it's still 161 Republicans. Yeah, so it's definitely some. So, where a GOP landed its sought after candidate to try and bring Deep Blue District into play. Okay. So, on the Senate race, the score is 46-46. The race between the Senate, Raphael Warmack and Herschel Walker remains tight in Georgia, while Republicans have a steady lead in North Carolina and Ohio. As a result, slowly trickle in from Pennsylvania and New Hampshire. They're still waiting polls out west to close in Nevada and Arizona. Now, Nevada and Arizona could be the ones that could seriously upset the apple cart. Yeah, there would be 2 seats. So if they go Republican, then it would be 2 seats to bring it into a tie. If so, those 2 states both went blue or red, there would be 50 to 46. But that still would also mean that it could go the other way. If they went blue instead, it would the Democrats would win, and we kind of don't really want that. But I would say right now, it looks neck to neck. It is neck and neck. It is neck and neck. Absolutely, and we are still half votes counted in. We're halfway there, guys. 265 out of 435 seats. Senate seats called 27 out of 35. Governor's races. The official score is Wisconsin still hasn't officially been called yet. Connecticut hasn't been officially called yet. Oregon has not been officially called yet. Nevada has not been called yet. Maine has not officially been called yet at 58% of the vote in. Arizona, with 48% of the vote in, it still shows Hobbs is in the lead, whereas Lake is a distant memory. The state of Hawaii has not yet even been called in. This is an example of what I call it's still early for governor races so far, but we have a few notable results. Democrats Liz Moore and Maura Healey flipped governor mansions in Maryland and Massachusetts respectively, and Republican Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the former Trump White House press secretary, will be the next governor of Arkansas. All other wins were expected. Okay? Saying yes, Arkansas indeed is red. Now, let's see. Do we have anything on the referendum vote at this point? Don't know. Let's see if we can pull out the answers. At 1 a.m. Eastern, election day is over with the final polling sites in Alaska and fully closing. Unique ranked choice general election, and it's expensive. Expensive geography means that election results won't be conclusive for quite some time. Okay, so that's going to take a while. So, alright, so let's take a look and see what states passed the marijuana initiative, starting again with Arkansas. Arkansas, as it stands right now, nothing on the ballot. measures so far. They have not made it official. 2 House races have been declared. 2 Democrats or 2 Republicans with 2 remaining open. And so that's kind of sucks. Missouri. Let's go to Missouri now. Missouri shows. Again, there was a total of 5 and nothing. All races are called for House seats except for 1, with 2 Democrats, 5 GOP, and 1 remaining open. With the Senate leader is Schmidt, which is the leader is 74% of the vote called. Now we're going to go to North and South Dakota. Please note we're talking about states that are pushing a marijuana referendum vote on the ballot. These states will be the ones pretty much in the Midwest that will be passing marijuana legislation. North Dakota, as follows, says North Dakota election results shows that the Attorney General Wrigley, the Republican, is in the lead with 79% of the vote coming in versus Lamb at 29.2%. Senate is Hoeven at Republican in the lead of 56.3% versus Christensen, Democrat, at 25.3%. 78% of the vote coming in. Ballot measures 1 of 2 decided so far. Okay, which one's this? Let's see what the 2 ones are. Neither so far. Only 1 of 2 initiatives has been decided. Ballot measures results is imposed term limits at 63.3%. You keep unlimited eligibility at 36.7%. Legalized marijuana is at 45.0%. And do not legalize is at 55.0% for measure 2. But that's not been decided yet. That tells me. Right. So 44 to 41 Senate Republicans lead as of now. That goes further back than that. Let's go back to the race on the top here. Okay. So Senate lead. Actually, it's tied. 46 to 46. So, House, the score is 164 to 108. So, the Republicans lead in the House of Representatives 164 to 108. Now, next question, which I mentioned, is what about South Dakota, which is the other state that is trying to legislate marijuana legislation. So let's see if I can find this here for the state of South Dakota. South Dakota shows that Christine Noem is going to be the governor at 63.9% with 57% of the vote in. And Smith is at 33.4%. Senate Ed Stone, he's going to remain in the seat at 31.3%. Versus Bangs, was 24.7%. And again, 57% of the vote in. The initiatives, it doesn't show decided so far, but I can click on them and see what they show. Okay, it has not been decided. However, I'll read you the numbers as they are. Legalized marijuana is at 45.1%. Do not legalize is at 54.9%. Amendment D, expand Medicaid eligibility for adults 18 to 65 whose incomes are below 138% of the federal poverty level. The expand equity is in the lead at 54.6% versus do not expand equity at 55.4%. Eligibility, I'm sorry. So it sounds to me like there is, Now let's go back to Arizona. So it sounds like North and South Dakota are not in the mood to make recreational marijuana available. Okay. Arkansas and Missouri, however, we're going to look those up again. I'll pull those up again here, right? Arkansas, Missouri. Let's see if we can do that. So Arkansas reduction results, Senate. When I said this, Bozeman. It's just ballot measures I want to see. Okay. So far none of them has actually been decided. They should want the state legislation to call itself into special session. Let the lawmakers convene themselves. Is at 38.7 so far. Only governor can call special sessions at 61.3. Issue 2 requires 60% yes vote to adopt constitutional amendment. That is at 40% to raise the limit to 60% at 40.3 and keep the limit at 50% and keep my cat off my mixer board. Legalize recreational marijuana for people over 21. That's at 43.2. And do not legalize is at 56.8. Issue 3 was amend state constitution to affirm freedom of religious provision. Add language to state constitution at 49.1% versus do not add the language at 50.9%. So I don't know what that would mean, but it's kind of interesting that that's in that legislation. What are you doing, Rusty? You're laying on my arm. You're laying on your arm on my mixing board so I can't push your buttons. Because I don't want you to miss my buttons. Come on. Alright, so now let's go to Missouri real quick. Let's see if we can get a quick snapshot of that. Missouri legislation. California puts abortion rights into the California Constitution. Right, they could do that. That would be a state thing, which would be reasonably fine. So let's see ballot measures for the state of Missouri. So far, there's 5, and the first one is Constitution Amendment. Allow state treasurer to invest public funds in new investment types is 45.1% versus keep current investment limits at 54.9. Constitutional Amendment 3, legalize marijuana use for people over 21, allowing certain people incarcerated for use of marijuana offenses for petition for release. Legalized marijuana is at 53.4. Okay, so Missouri will be probably the next state at 73% of the vote is in. Constitutional Amendment 4 is increased minimum funding to Kansas City Police Force. Yes, that is definitely correct. It's 63.2% versus maintain current minimum, which is not going very well. Constitutional Amendment number 5. Transfer Missouri National Guard from Department of Public Safety to an independent agency. Create new agencies is 61.8 versus maintain current structure at 38.2. That's 54% of the vote. And there's question 6. Hold Constitutional Convention to propose changes. Hold Constitution Convention at 32.1% versus do not hold Convention at 54% of the vote coming in. So it sounds like there's something up to something. Yeah. Democrats still hold the LGBTQ vote. Yeah, they do. They do. But I think that there are some Republican LGBTQ people as well, and they are starting to crawl out of limitations and they're starting to speak up. So right now, the Senate race is still at 46-46. And the House is at 168-114. 168-114. The Republicans are in the lead in the Senate. All we need is five Republicans to take the Senate, and the Democrats are done. Okay? Tarot reading seems to be indicating that is very possible. Some Democrat is going to be losing a seat. Right now, the Democrats have a dead heat. It's 50-50. But once we get that additional seat, the 51, the Democrats are going to be piss and moan all the way home for the Senate. And the House looks to me like the Democrats are not going to get to 218 or 216. Sorry, they are not going to get it. 218. It definitely looks like we're seeing. So right now we're waiting for Pennsylvania and New Hampshire. We're still waiting to see close out west, close to Nevada and Arizona. And let's not forget Alaska. But because of the nature of Alaska, given its size, you're probably not going to see much tonight. Alaska is probably going to take its sweet time to get the election results because it's simply so big. Unless they take Georgia. Looks like the Democrats might hold 49 seats according to my math. Yeah, well, it don't look like they're going to take Georgia because I just looked at the Georgia race. Georgia is definitely holding their own. But all you have to do is realize that once the Republicans or the Democrats get 50, it's pretty much means it's a dead heat. But it looks to me at 46-46. It's pretty close. 4 people, 4 candidates, 4 names. 4 names in those parties. So if we get 5 Republicans or 5 Democrats, that's it. Tie's broken. You know what I'm saying? It's all it's gonna take. Now I know you wanna you're rooting for the Democrats, and I understand that, but you cannot deny that there has been some Democratic policies that have been railroaded through with Joe Biden that have not exactly been beneficial to the people of this country. That's the problem. Yeah, it's that way. It looks like the House is going to take the Republicans are going to take the House. Absolutely. But I think that if the Democrats, instead of trying to use the reconciliation measures to pass bills without the Republicans' input, if they had just worked with bipartisan legislation, trying to come up with something that everybody could agree on, then I think that they could have likely not left everybody with a sour taste in their mouth. Over and over again, I kept saying to Mitch McConnell, we don't have to use your help. we have 51 votes. 50 for us, and then we have the vice president that gives us 51. So you can go pound sand. We don't need you. And that's shameful, because if they worked with the Republicans, maybe they could have gotten the stuff done that they needed to get done. Not saying they didn't try in some cases. And Mitch McConnell himself did screw them up. Unfortunately, he's going to be up for election in 4 years, so we're going to have to try to get him out of there. That's the thing that's 20% lead in governor races, 97% vote. Correct. DeSantis is in the lead. Yep. On the state of Connecticut side of the game, it is obvious that Bob Stefanowski is not going to be governor, because Lamont has got, with 40% of the vote in, has got a 52.7 versus Stefanowski's 46.1. At least over 6.6 percentage points ahead. So there's no way Stefanowski could rapidly transition or could take it. They pretty much called Ned Lamont for the state of Connecticut. Okay, I know that's not exactly exciting, but still makes you think. So, right now, there's 3 states that have not any votes in yet. Nevada, zip. Alaska, zip. And Hawaii, zip. Arizona is leading a Democrat with Hobbs at 56.7 and Lake at 43.3 with 48% of the vote precincts of the vote coming in. Okay, so that means that those are the key states for control of the Senate. Alright, good question. Let's go look and see what the latest scores say about that here. Races to watch. U.S. Senate, Pennsylvania. Fetterman is at 49.3 versus Dr. Oz at 48.3. 49.3. You're at 1 percentage point with 79% of the Senate. Walker is at 49.1 versus Warnock, which was the incumbent, at 48.9. So that's even tighter, okay, with 88% of the vote in. Governor of Arizona, Hobbs at 56.7 versus Lake at 43.3. And U.S. Senator Nevada, Cortez Masto has not has any votes yet. Laxalt has 0 votes in. So, U.S. Senate in New Hampshire, Hassan is at 55.1 versus Boduk at 42.9 with 58% of the vote. In U.S. Senator to Wisconsin, Johnson is at 51.9 versus Barnes at 81 votes coming in, so 48. So I'm going to say Evers is at 50.0 versus Michaels at 82%. Governor of Michigan, Whitmer is at 51.0 versus Dixon at 44%. So these are very interesting situations. 7th District, Barrett is at 54.7%. That's Republican. And second, the Democrat is at 43.4 This is a representative race. California's 22nd district. Valadeo is at 55.7 versus Salas at 44.3, with only 12% of the vote coming in. Very, very interesting situation. So right now the score is currently in the Senate is 47. Democrats are in the lead by 1 point, by 46 for the Republican Party. So it would take a really, I'm going to be honest, the tarot cards can go wrong. They can be wrong. But I do think it's going to be a really tight race. You only need like 3 for the Democrats, 4 for the Republicans to get to 50%. But we want to go for the tiebreaker, not the tie. Pennsylvania, Georgia, and the key states will control the Senate, I believe. Yeah, yeah, I think you're right about that. Definitely looks like the House is definitely going to be 170 versus 118. The House GOP leads. So, I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. Definitely looks like Oregon, like California, is going to remain Democrat, the gubernatorial race. The state of Washington is going to remain Democrat. It's not even up for election this year. Okay? So, which means the West Coast will continue to remain under the control of a Democrat gubernatorial candidate. Arizona seems to be going blue. Senate is going blue. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I see that. But I mean, I still, with the fact is that the Wisconsin Evers, yeah, that's one's tight. Wisconsin may be going blue. U.S. Senate, New Hampshire, Hassan will keep his seat, it looks like. Wisconsin Senator Jonathan, which is the incumbent, will continue to keep his seat. Governor Arizona Hobbs. U.S. Senator Nevada, nothing. Nevada is going to be really important, but the question is, why is Nevada not reporting any election results at this point? What's going on in Nevada? Only thing I can think of is maybe Nevada and Arizona are saying in Hawaii is we're not calling any early projections out. It's going to be a real nail biter because I think, like I said, several projections show that the Senate is going to be tight. And I do see that it's going to be tight. I don't see any way of making it any easier than that. Just to call it what it is. So right now, in the Senate, it's still 47 Democrats to 46 Republicans. in the House. It's still 171 Republicans to 119 Democrats. So it's definitely going to be the Senate. It's going to be the main race to watch. But Arizona, Nevada, Alaska, Hawaii. Alaska, Hawaii, Arizona, and Nevada. The problem is, we have nothing so far for Alaska or Hawaii as far as the Senate. And so I seriously am wondering, because those are the last of the races. Alaska, Hawaii, and Nevada. That's what it takes. If Alaska decides to vote red, and they usually do, and they stay red, then that means that we'll have 48. Hawaii usually votes blue. So that means that for the Democrat side, they'll go to 49. Nevada is the toss-up. Yes, I definitely see where this is going here. Okay, it's down to the wire. It is down to the wire. We need to have 4 Republicans or 3 Democrats. And that's going to be likely, given the nature that Alaska usually votes Republican, Hawaii usually votes Democrat, and Nevada traditionally is Harry Reid was a Democrat, so I want to say that Nevada more than likely could vote Democrat. So if Hawaii and Alaska vote Democrat, and Alaska votes Republican, it's not going to be enough. It's just not going to work out as it's going to be. That the Democrats are going to take the seats. That's it. That's all I can say. I'd like to see it the other way around, but traditionally, that's the way it goes. And I'm going to be honest. Pennsylvania and Georgia were also key states that Trump lost that needed to be one correct. Yes. But we did see a couple of Democrat incumbents did lose their seats to a Republican. Pennsylvania was an important one, as was Arizona, New Mexico, Wisconsin, for Trump. But right now, you're looking at margins like this. It's obvious. 46 to 47. It's not going to take much. But given the fact is that the Hawaii usually votes Democrat, Nevada could very well vote Democrat. Alaska is usually Republican. I don't think it's going to go any other way. It's just not likely. I mean, I'd like to be surprised. I would like to be surprised, but I like I said, unless we get the Hawaii score in, unless we get the Nevada score in, I don't know why Nevada's not giving us early election results. Of course, I can't expect Alaska to give us early election results, given the fact that Lake Hawaii, Alaska, is even more desolate and more separated out. That I don't know if we're likely to get all the scores in for Alaska tonight. Except it's the wee hours in the morning. Please note, guys, officially the polls close at 1 a.m. in Alaska. Okay, in Hawaii. That means, with the fact that the polls close at 1 a.m., which is not that tough problem now. It's only about 49 minutes. But why is Nevada taking so long? I mean, they haven't even reported anything at all for Nevada. Not a single vote. Right here. Nothing for the governor. Okay. Nothing for Hawaii over here. Alaska. Nothing for the Alaska governor. Hawaii. Well, it looks like Hawaii did vote. Hawaii did vote. Rhode Island. Maine. Hawaii. Now, wait a second. That doesn't make any sense. Go to Hawaii. 0%. Iona. 0% with a 0% of vote in. And they're saying that they declare that it's going to be a Democratic thing? How can you say that? Based on prior trends. Yeah. Okay, I mean, but that's to me, that's cheating. I mean, that's like, wait a minute, you haven't even had this, you haven't even got a percentage, you haven't got nothing on the screen, you have no score, you have no percentage of precincts reporting, what do you got? A wish and prayer based on what? Prior election results? I would feel bad if I was a candidate, Iona. What the hell would you want to run for? They're saying you already lost. And you didn't even get a single vote listed. Yeah, it's very likely. Exactly. It's very likely. Yeah, it's very likely. I would say it's possible. Because Hawaii, if they're running for senator for Hawaii, and I mean they usually vote blue, that's gonna mean, guess what? It's over. Okay? Alaska, if they vote red like they usually do, it's gonna give you 2 more for 48. And like I said, I'm not a person that can't, I look at statistics, I look at numbers, I look at facts, I look at what I see in front of me. I don't pussyfoot around. Fetterman, for example, is still in the lead with 80%. Georgia, Warnock is back in the lead again, although he's still tied with Walker, with 89% of the vote in. Cortez, Nastro. Oh, look at this. This is Nevada. The state's not showing nothing. Okay. Hassan is at 54%, with 63% of votes coming in. Wisconsin. Johnson, Republican, which is incumbent, at 51.5, with 83% of the votes coming in. Whittemer is at 50.1 versus Dixon at 47.6. Election day is over with the final polling sites in Alaska fully closing. Alaska's unique ranked choice general election and its expansive geography means election results won't be concluded for quite some time. They got the Alaskan Senate race. So there you go. Yeah, it's tied. Yeah, I mean, it's tied. So Warnock, which is the incumbent, if he loses, he's it's gonna be a minor upset. But on the other hand, if Alaska, so if he takes it and if Dr. Oz takes it, I like the move. I like the move for the underdog. Okay, I've always been that way, but I mean, I'm looking at the numbers. I don't know if there's much of an underdog here because it's like, go back and look at the numbers. For example, Dr. Oz Fetterman is at 49.3. Dr. Oz is at 48.3. With 81% of the votes in. 49. These guys are tied. With 89% of the vote in. If Dr. Oz wins and Walker wins, that could be a major upset right there. But the thing is that it's not the only Senate race. But, those are the two that are so interesting. Republicans win the House merely, meaning Biden will not be able to pass anything. Not without being able to work with the Republican Party. They have to work with both parties and come up with legislation that the Republicans would support. So he would be kind of deadlocked, but he wouldn't be totally deadlocked. If he can come up with a legislation that the moderate Republicans would support, that the moderate Democrats would support, then maybe he can get something passed. Because that's the rate. What has supposed to work. What is supposed to be like, let's work on something that both sides want. Something that we can both agree on. Lately, Biden says, and not so much Biden, he's using more executive orders than anything, but legislation, Democrats have railroaded everything through reconciliation process in the Senate and by the majority in the House. Well, the sad truth is, the people of the United States have said is, there are things that are really more important to America that the Democrats didn't even think on. And the Democrats have pushed some very far-sweeping leftist legislation, which America really didn't want. If we had sat down and discussed this, for example, Green New Deal thing, number one, I would have said, okay, you want to push Green New Deal, you want to have electric cars, that's wonderful, but we need to have more power generating capacity to power these things. You can't shut down coal-fired power plants without replacing them with something. Solar doesn't generate quite enough energy. Nuclear may be the only choice you have, because nuclear power plants seem to be the more feasible option. But the problem with nuclear is that it costs a lot of money to build them. And you still have to deal with the spent fuel rods and other nuclear waste products. So what's that about? What about coming up with hybrid cars? They already exist. People who have to drive great distances to work, when the batteries go dead, the electric motor the gasoline motor starts and charges the battery up. So they can keep driving like there's nothing going on. That makes sense. But the Democrats kept pushing us our way or the highway. And the sad truth is, a large number of Americans have said, we can't afford electric cars. We don't make the kind of money to buy them under financing. But because you also took all the jobs out of the country, you took all the jobs out of the country. What in the hell are you going to do? You sent all the jobs to China. You undid what Trump wanted to do, which was to encourage America to be self-sufficient. Why would you feel that would be the best choice? I don't understand that. I don't really understand why you need to give the jobs to China, why you need to work with Saudi Arabia to give us oil. We have our own oil. Why do we have to buy oil from another country? What's the logic here? It doesn't make any sense. That's the real reality. Yeah, if Georgia flips the Republican, the Senate will be 50-50. Yeah. Right now, it's a dead heat race. It's a dead heat race. What about if Dr. Oz, assuming it's still 82% of the vote, has been counted? What if Dr. Oz takes it? And Walker takes it. That would be two Republican seats. Would it be 50-50? No, but as I said, the tarot card said it was going to be some success, some transition, some transformative action. Maybe it's on the state levels. Maybe it's not necessarily the total outcome. There might still be 50-50, but there were states, the Republicans did take over from Democrats. Okay? So, it could still work out either way. Am I upset about it? Am I going to yell, this is not my election? No. It's the nature of the system, how it works. That's just the way it works. But I find interesting is it's still waiting on these two races. And I am kind of still interested in what's going to go on here with Nevada. Because Nevada hasn't done anything yet. Hassan, for the state of New Hampshire, is pretty much guaranteed he won it. Wisconsin, he is incumbent. Johnson, he's still there, 51.6%. Evers is still holding his own versus Michaels, but he's only 0.9%. Whitmer is at 50.3, whereas Dixon is at 48.0. Okay, so it could still change for the governorship of Michigan. 7th District, Barrett is just beat, or actually didn't just, because it did earlier, did hold out against Slotkin, which was the incumbent of 43.1%. California's 22nd District, Valadeo is still holding at 50.6 versus Salas at 49.4. So there's definitely something going on here for a few states. It looks like it's going to be a photo finish, to call it. Yeah. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, Alaska also theoretically does too. It's on its way. But you're right. Georgia, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. Because please note that it's not yet called as far as Dr. Oz could still win Pennsylvania. So, like I said, this has been a long show. It's 12:29. Hawaii is still not yet report anything. Nevada has not reported anything. Something tells me Nevada is going to wait to the very last minute. They're probably not going to call race early. Because they're probably... How you doing, Wigto? I'm still alive, yeah. Still looking at the final scores. Utah goes to GOP. Yeah, Utah indeedly does, I believe, go to GOP, but already, as far as the, yeah. But in the case of Utah, it's the gubernatorial races here that shows that Utah doesn't count. But that's for the gubernatorial races here. Okay? So, Senator Pennsylvania, it's Fetterman is still slightly in the lead. Warmock. Alright, we have a still very tight. Warnock is at 49.3. Walker is at 48.6. With 91% of the vote in. Okay. Arizona, U.S. Senate, Nevada. Still nothing here. They're saying the incumbent is Cortez Nasmasto, 0. Laxalt is 0. And so far, there's nothing. U.S. Senator Hazan has been called at 54.6. Senator for Wisconsin, Johnson holds his lead at 51.7 at this point. And the, so it looks to me like we're still holding out to, with 82% of the vote counted in. Fetterman is at 49.2. Dr. Oz is at 48.4. Warnock, and back to him again, is at 95% of the vote. I'm going to have to call Warnock and say he's going to take it, because I don't think you can really say otherwise. Some people will probably fall asleep watching. Yeah, we tell you right. This is, yeah, Featherman's in the lead, yeah. So, Dr. Oz has put up a lot of time in Pennsylvania, but unfortunately, it's not quite going to be enough. As I can show you again, the score right over here. Fetterman is at 49.2. Dr. Oz is at 48.4. Pennsylvania was the nation's most expansive Senate race cycle as Republican Manette Oz mounted a late charge to overcome Democratic John Fetterman's lead. Okay. U.S. Senator for Georgia. Let's go back to this one here. Warnock, 49.3 versus Walker with 95% of the vote in. I honestly, guys, I don't know if we're going to see Walker take it. Steve Shepard, political editor, the closely watched race between Democrat Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker could go to a December runoff if neither candidate earns a majority of the vote. Okay, that's going to be interesting. If they don't get a majority of the vote, they can go into a runoff. Which means we're not going to have an answer if it's a tie. Okay? That's going to be weird. I will be going to some sleep. New Mexico governor race is called. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get ready, get some sleep. All right, so let's go take a look at the New Mexico governorship. It looked to me, and I'm going to get ready to wrap this up because I am physically tired, that 13 states is called. I see lots of little dots. Rhode Island, Hawaii, Maine, New Mexico, it's Lujan Grisham with 51% of the vote, with 82% of the precincts reporting. So, let's just say I'm getting tired anyway. I gotta be honest with you guys. It's a tough night. I'm gonna say forever spin. Okay, well, it doesn't really spin forever, but California, Governor Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania. Unless something flips around, which is not likely to happen. Let's just wrap this up, guys, because I gotta get some sleep. So here's the score. At the time of this recording, at 12:37 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time on November 9th, 2022, the Senate score is 47-46, with the Democrats leading. The House GOP seats is 176 Republicans to 140 Democrats. The state of Nevada, Alaska, and Hawaii have not yet voted. There is no way I can wait indefinitely because I have to get some sleep. So everybody, thank you very much for coming in to the elections. Let me just switch screen to me. We did a good job. We focused on the race. We did everything we can within reason as American citizens to vote. And I really do want to say to everybody who did vote and did take their time out of the day to get to the polls, thank you very much. I personally do not have anything against, and I really don't. I don't really have anything against the moderate Democrats at all. I don't have anything against moderate Republicans because I am a moderate Republican. Sometimes I lean a little more right than some, but I'm still part of the purple party because red and blue makes purple, and guess what? That's what we are. Moderates are the ones that get things done. We can break ties. We can bring people together, and that's the truth. So everybody, I'm just gonna wrap it up and say right now, let's just run the credits and say thank you very much for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm tired. And it was a good race. And you go to bed. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys. This is like a 16-inch grinder. Hope you're hungry because you're going to be eating a lot of it. No. I don't need them. Why would I want to have to put money
Well,
into
I know you don't need it. Well, because you might want big whoppers.
These are the real deal, baby. These are real.
But you wouldn't want, you've seen Rosie. I mean, they're massive.
I know. I know. But then again, we also see like other people that got those things. What happens is after you get to be a certain age, everything sags. And of course, we have the tools of trade, the fame, the calendar, the clapper. Let's call the spirits back real quick.
Gauntlet 1 versus fight.
That's how we take care of those pests.
Ow! Oh, that's gonna hurt. All right. And thank you very much for watching. Stay out of trouble, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning, normal time. Yep. Okay.